Now, get this. Starting June this year, cash transfers for the needy and vulnerable Kenyans will be disbursed before the salaries of public servants are paid. Speaking at the Social Protection Conference in Nairobi, President William Ruto said the government is committed to providing safety nets to the vulnerable and has set aside 28 billion Kenya shillings to support cash transfer programs to Inua Jamii, including persons living with disability, as well as to provide a hunger safety net for drought-stricken families. Mary Mwoki with that report.
In January this year, there was public outcry after it emerged that the Inua Jamii cash meant to cushion the elderly and orphans had not been disbursed in 6 months, prompting the government to urgently intervene and disburse the funds. Speaking at the Social Protection Conference here in Nairobi, President William Ruto said the government has put in place measures to cushion the needy and vulnerable Kenyans to avoid a repeat of the same case. Ruto pledged that the cabinet had resolved that Treasury will be disbursing the Inua Jamii funds before salaries of public servants are paid.
That by helping people participate economically and protecting those who are most vulnerable, we can build a more equal and prosperous Kenya.
Older citizens, orphans, and vulnerable children, as well as people living with extreme disability, have a right to receive support now. And it is grossly unjust to wait even for a moment.
Over the next 2 years, the government seeks to increase the coverage of social protection beneficiaries from 1.2 million to 2.5. Ruto challenged county governments to implement school feeding programs, saying the national government will match the funds, with Labour CS Florence Bore asking partners and stakeholders to increase the budgetary allocations towards social protection.
The social sector has a population of about 20 million. Comprising of children, older persons, and persons with disabilities who require social protection services. Yet, the funding for this sector is currently at 0.7% of our GDP.
The government has allocated 28 billion to support cash transfer programs implemented by the State Department for Social Protection. These programs include older persons, orphans, and vulnerable children, persons with severe disabilities, the hunger safety net for poor and vulnerable households in the ASAL regions, and the Inua Jamii program.
President Ruto has pledged that the government will simultaneously pursue its economic transformation agenda as well as place a premium on social protection, terming it as a way of ensuring the poor don't sink further. Mary Mwoki, Citizen.